Welcome to next tutorial. In this session, we are going to see about how to configure Kerberos server and how to export our NFS share for our clients by using Kerberos-based authentication. Kerberos is a authentication protocol which allows our client to access the Kerberos server by using a key tab file. For this setup, we need 3 machines. This is my first machine. This machine is used for Kerberos server. Here, the host name is kbserver.kdc.com, and here, this is my second machine. Here, the host name is nfsserver.kdc.com. This machine is used for NFS server. Here, we are going to export our NFS share for our clients. And here, this is my third machine. Here, the host name is nfsclient.kdc.com. Here I am using this machine for the NFS client. Here we are going to mount the NFS share. Now let's come back to my Kerberos server machine. That is my first machine. Now let's start configuring the Kerberos server in my first machine. But before configuring, please make sure you have two things pre-configured in your system. The first thing is NTP synchronization and the second thing is hostname resolution. For hostname resolution, you can configure a DNS server in your network. Instead of setting DNS server, we can create some entry in the host file which is located under /etc/host. This host file will resolve the host name. Now I will show you the entry in my host file. So type vim space /etc/host and hit enter. Here you can see this is my first machine kbserver.kdc.com. This is the second machine nfsserver.kdc.com, and this is third machine nfsclient.kdc.com. Here you can replace your IP address and your host name. Now create your entry and save the file. You need to create entry for your all machines. Now let's start configure the Kerberos server in my first machine. Now install the packages for Kerberos server. Now type the command m space install space krb5-server space krb5-workstation pam underscore krb5 space -y and hit enter. Now the packages are installing. Wait for some time. Now the packages are installed. Next we need to edit some configuration file to configure the Kerberos server. Before that, I have my host name as kbserver.kdc.com. Here this kb server is the host name and here the kdc.com is the domain name. Now we need to replace this name kdc.com instead of example.com in that configuration file. Now run the command vim space /var/kerb5kdc/kdc.conf. Now hit enter. Here you can see, here we need to replace the name kdc.com instead of this example.com, and we need to uncomment this line master key type. Now here I have replaced my domain name kdc.com and I removed the hash symbol from this line, and below this line I have entered one more line default underscore principal underscore flags equal to plus pre-auth, and now save the file. Now run the command vim space /etc/krb5.conf. Now we need to edit this file. Now hit enter. Here also we need to replace our domain name kdc.com instead of this example.com, and here we need to change kbserver.kdc.com, and we need to remove the hash symbol for all this line. Now change like this. I have entered my domain name kdc.com and in this two line we need to mention the host name for our Kerberos server. Here my Kerberos server host name is KB server and this is the domain name kdc.com. Now save the file and finally we need to edit the kadmin.acl file. Now run the command win space /var /kerberos /krb5 kdc /kadm5.acl and hit enter. Here also we need to change the domain name instead of this example.com. In my case my domain is kdc.com. Now change it like this for your domain name and save the file. Next we need to create the Kerberos database. For that run the following command kdb5_util space create space -s space -r space. Here put your domain name, in my case kdc.com. You need to type in capital letter as we have mentioned in the configuration file. Now type it and hit enter. Now it will ask you for the password for your KDC database. Now create the password and hit enter. Now type your password again and hit enter. Now the KDC database is created. Now start and enable the following services: systemctl space start space krb5 kdc space kadmin and hit enter. Now enable the service, hit enter. Now run the command kadmin.local and hit enter. Now it will ask you for the password. Enter your KDC database password. Now here create the admin principal. Now type the command add parenthesis space root/admin and hit enter. It will ask you to set the root password for Kerberos admin. Now type your password and hit enter. Now type it again and hit enter. Here you can see the admin user is created. Now create the user principal. Now create the user principal. Here I am having a user called user1 in my machine. So now type the command add parenthesis space user1 and hit enter. Now it will ask you to create the user password. Now type your password and hit enter and type it again. Now the user is created. Now add the KDC host name to the Kerberos database. Now run the following command add parenthesis space -rand key space host / and then host name for my Kerberos server kbserver.kdc.com and hit enter. And now run the following command to generate the key tab file for the Kerberos server kt-add space host / kbserver.kdc.com and hit enter. Here you can see now the key tab file is generated under /etc/krb5.keytab. Now type quit and hit enter. Now we need to open the ssh config file. So type win space /etc/ssh_config and hit enter. Here you need to uncomment this two line and then change it to yes and here also yes and then save the file. Now we need to reload the SSH configuration file. So run the command systemctl space reload space sshd and hit enter. And now run the command auth config space --- enable KRB5 space --, update and hit enter. Now we need to create the firewall configuration file for Kerberos. Now run the following command: win space /etc/firewall d /services/kerberos.xml and hit enter. Here we need to create some entry. Now create the entry like this and save the file. Now add the Kerberos service in the firewall. So run the command firewall -cmd space --, permanent space --, add service equal to Kerberos and hit enter. Now reload the firewall -reload and hit enter. Now let's test the configuration for Kerberos in this Kerberos server. I will switch to the account user1. Now type this command and hit enter. Now here type the command kinit and hit enter. It will ask you for the password for the user1 for Kerberos database that we have created while configuring the Kerberos database. Now type the password and hit enter. Now run the command klist and hit enter. Here you will get the output like this. Now it's working fine. Now type exit. Now we have done with the Kerberos server configuration. Now let's move to the NFS server. Here this is my NFS server. The host name is nfsserver.kdc.com. Now here we need to install the packages for NFS server. For that type the command m space group install space file -server space -y. You can use this command to install the NFS package, or you can simply type m install nfs-utils. Now hit enter. Now the package is installing. Wait for some time. Here you can see now the package is installed. Now let's create a directory for NFS share. So type mkdir space /Kerberos. Now hit enter. Now set the permissions chmod space 0777 space /Kerberos and hit enter. Now install the following package to set the correct SNMS context for this directory /Kerberos. So run the command m space install space sc troubleshoot -server space -y and hit enter. Now the package is installing. Wait for some time. Here you can see now the package is installed. Now run the following command to set SNMS context for /Kerberos directory sc manage space fcontext space -a space -t space public underscore content underscore rw underscore t space double quotes /Kerberos open bracket /dot star close bracket question mark and close the double quotes. Now hit enter and run the command restore con space -R /Kerberos and hit enter. Now the context is set for the directory. Now run the command set sc bool space -P space nfs underscore export underscore all underscore rw space on and hit enter. This command will enable the SNMS boolean. Now enable it for RO and hit enter, and now enable it for use underscore NFS underscore home underscore DIRs. Now hit enter. Now export the NFS share. Now type vim space /etc/export and hit enter. Now here we need to create the entry to share the /Kerberos directory for our clients by using NFS. Now create entry like this. Now we are sharing this /Kerberos directory for our client nfsclient.edc.com. These are the options we need to specify. Now here this is the option we need to specify to export the NFS share for our clients by using Kerberos-based authentication. So we need to give SEC, which means secure equal to KRB5P. Now save the file. Now run the command export fs-arv and hit enter. This command will update the information for NFS share to the kernel. Now add the firewall for NFS service. So type firewall -cmd space -permanent space -add service equal to NFS, and also add the following services: RPC bind, and then mount D, and then reload the firewall -reload and hit enter. Now start the service systemctl space start space RPC bind space NFS-server. Now run this command to start the service for RPC bind and NFS server. Hit enter and then enable the service, and now run the command show mount space -e space localhost and hit enter. This command will distribute the NFS share on your NFS server. Now we have exported the NFS share for our clients in this NFS server. Next we need to configure this NFS server for Kerberos-based authentication. So now install the Kerberos client package m space install space krb5 -workstation space pam underscore krb5 space -y and hit enter. Now the package is installing. Wait for some time. Here you can see now the package is installed. Here also we need to edit krb5.conf file, which is located under /etc. You can edit the file in your NFS server, or we can copy the krb5.conf file from our Kerberos server by running the following command. Now type scp space root at kbserver.kdc.com /etc/krb5.conf space /etc/krb5.conf. This command will copy the krb5.conf file from the Kerberos server to my NFS server. Now hit enter. Now type yes and hit enter. Now type your Kerberos server password and hit enter. Now the file is copied here. We can verify cat space /etc/krb5.conf and hit enter. Here you can see this is the configuration file we have copied from the Kerberos server. Here also we need to create the same user as we mentioned in the Kerberos server. In my case user1. Now let's check it. Tail space /etc/password and hit enter. You can see here also I am having the same user. Now run the command kadmin. Now type the Kerberos password and hit enter. Now run the following command add parenthesis space -rand key space host /NFS server.kdc.com. Now hit enter. Now the principal is created for NFS server. Now we can generate the key tab file. So type kt add space host /NFS server.kdc.com and hit enter. Now the key tab file is generated for NFS server. Now exit, type quit and hit enter. Here also we need to edit the SSH config file. So type bin space /etc/ssh_config. Here uncomment this 2 line and then change it to yes and then save the file. Now reload the SSH configuration. So type systemctl space reload space sshd and hit enter. And now run the command auth-config space -enable krb5 space -update and hit enter. Now we can check the configuration. Now login as user1. So type su space -space user1, hit enter. Now type kinit and hit enter. Now type the Kerberos password for user1 and hit enter. Now type the command klist and hit enter. Now you will get the output like this. Now your configuration file is working fine. Now exit. Now try to take SSH for your Kerberos server. So type SSH space kbserver.kdc.com and hit enter. Now type yes and hit enter. Here it will not ask you for the password for the Kerberos server because we have configured this NFS server for Kerberos-based authentication, so it will not require any password for logging. Now type exit. Now we need to add the principal for NFS share. So type kadmin and hit enter and type the password and enter. Now run the following command to add the principal for NFS share. Add parenthesis space -rand key space NFS slash and the host name for NFS server nfsserver.kdc.com and hit enter. Now the NFS principal is created. Now we can generate the key tab file for NFS share. Now run the following command kt-add space nfs slash nfsserver.kdc.com. This command will generate the key tab file for NFS share for this NFS server. Now hit enter. After generating the key tab, the file will be stored in the location /etc/krb5.keytab. krb5.keytab is the default name for key tab file. Now exit, type quit and hit enter. Now restart the following services: systemctl space restart space nfs-server and hit enter. systemctl space restart space nfs-secure-server. This is the service name for Kerberos NFS server and hit enter and enable the service. Now we have done with the NFS server. Now let's move to the NFS client. Here this is my NFS client. Here the host name is nfsclient.kdc.com. Now here install the package to mount the NFS share from the NFS server. Now type m space install space nfs-utils space -y and hit enter. Now the package is installing. Wait for some time. Now install the Kerberos client package. m space install space krb5-workstation space com_krb5 space -y and hit enter. Now the package is installed. Now copy the krb5.conf file from the Kerberos server. So run the command scp space root at kbserver.kdc.com/etc/krbfile.conf /etc/krbfile.conf and hit enter. Now type yes and hit enter. Now type the Kerberos server password and hit enter. Now the file is copied from the Kerberos server. Let's verify it. Cap space /etc krbfile.conf and hit enter. This is the same configuration file we have configured in the Kerberos server. Make sure here also we have the same user1 tail space /etc/password. Here we are having the same user1. If you don't have the same user means you can create the user by using user add command. Now run the command kadmin. Now type the password. Now add the principal for this NFS client. Now type add privacy space -rand key space host / NFS client dot kdc.com. Here we need to mention the host name for NFS client. In my case NFS client dot kdc.com. Now hit enter. Now the principal is created. Now we can able to generate the key tab file for this NFS client. So now run the command to generate the key tab file. Type kt add space host / NFS client dot kdc.com and hit enter. Now the key tab file is generated under /etc/krbfile.keytab. Now exit, quit and hit enter. Now here also we need to edit the SSH config file. So type bin space /etc/ssh/ssh_config and hit enter. Here uncomment this 2 line and change it to yes and then save the file. Now we need to reload the SSH configuration file. So type systemctl space reload space sshd and hit enter and then run the command authconfig space --enable krbfile space -update and hit enter. Now let's check the configuration. Now log into the user1 account. su space -space user1 and hit enter. Now here type kinit and hit enter. Now type the user1 password for Kerberos database and hit enter. You need to type the correct password and then type klist and hit enter. Here you can see now the configuration is working fine. Here also let's try to take SSH for Kerberos server. So type SSH space kbserver.kdc.com and hit enter. Now type yes and hit enter. Here also it will not require for any password for logging into the Kerberos server. Why means we have configured this client for Kerberos-based authentication. Now exit and exit. Now type kadmin. Now type the password. Now create the principal for NFS share for this NFS client. So type add privacy space -rand key space NFS / and the host name for this NFS client NFS client dot kdc.com and hit enter. Now let's generate the key tab file for this NFS client. So type kt add space NFS / NFS client dot kdc.com and hit enter. Now the key tab file is created. Now exit, type quit and hit enter. Now here we need to start the service. Systemctl space start space nfs-secure and hit enter. and enable the service. Hit enter. Now our client is ready for mounting the NFS share from the NFS server by using Kerberos-based Authentication. Now let's check for the available NFS share from the NFS server. So type the command show mount space -e space NFS server dot kdc.com and hit enter. Here this is the share is available from NFS server, so we can able to mount the share. So let's create the entry in FS tab file bin space /etc/FS tab and hit enter. Now here create the entry to mount the NFS share. Now create entry like this and save the file. Now run the following command to mount all entries in FS tab file. Mount space -a and hit enter. Now the share is mounted. Now type df space -h and hit enter. Here you can see this is the NFS share from the NFS server and it is mounted under /mnt. Now we have successfully mounted our NFS share from the NFS server. Now let's move to /mnt directory. Here create any file. Now the file is created. So this is how we can able to configure the Kerberos server and export the NFS share for our clients by using Kerberos-based authentication. So that's all about for this tutorial. Hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching.